You got it. So it's July, and I'm wearing my wading boots today. We're going to see what that does for us. Look at that cut bank right here. River comes around. Bunch of laydowns over there. Another cut bank on this side. Very interesting. I'm going to go up top here first, and I'm going to work my way. Well, you know what? Why the heck am I going to do that? Why wouldn't I just give it a shot right here? So let's take the Euro nymph and give it a run. Well, I got this fast run right here, and it's working its way into this pool where it's joined by another stream. This has got potential. Floating the Euro nymphs in to where the currents mix. If anything, there's going to be bass in here. Bass love this kind of environment. Call this knotweed on the bank. All this invasive species all along the bank. That's that Chinese knotweed stuff. Brought to America in the 1870s by garden enthusiasts. And now it haunts us everywhere we go. Along rivers and roads especially. Likes a lot of sun. It grows, look at it. It's 10 feet high. But every year it dies off relatively quickly in the fall, leaving its bamboo-like shoots behind. Now, this is a good example of a slide. You see the current coming across like this, sliding, and it's got a beautiful current line that you can see. This is a good spot to Euro nymph. It's often got fish landing right on that current edge. And it's deep over there, so don't be impatient. Hit it when you're Euro nymphing multiple times. Hit a slide like this multiple times. Run it through. Stay a little bit ahead. Oh, stay a little bit ahead of your nymphs with the pole tip. So I'm casting, and I'm keeping that pole tip a little ahead of them. Just keep them moving with the current at the speed they're moving at, so that you maintain pressure. You know if anybody picks you up. And if you feel a thud, could be a rock, could be a stick, don't matter, set the hook. Look at these stones. Look at what I got in front of me here. Would I be that lucky? It looked like a Celt for a second, but as you check it out, there's no human markings on it. It's a natural stone. when you're around a river, if you find a stone that's got a hole drilled in it, or there's a hole in it and you're like, doesn't look like it was drilled with a modern drill, of course, but if you find such a stone, they use those as weights for their nets. Don't think you don't got something when you find one of those. All right, we got a bunch of blowdowns here. Got a heck of a pool. I'm going to go throw a few here. See what's what. Gotta let it get to the bottom. It's deep. And this is definitely warm water. Look at how beautiful the mountains are here, coming right down in the Housatonnic Valley. Housatonnic does a lot of meandering here. There we go. Got somebody. Feels like a trout. It's got that brown trout feel. And it is Mr. Brown Trout. Well, we get him off. Get him on, get him off. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, yeah. Right into the net. And I'm going to leave that net right in the water. I don't want to stress this guy out. No stress. Pop him right off. Look at him. There he is. Now we're going to let him out. Get a quick picture. There he is. Nice skinny brown. Into the water he goes. That's why I like this net. Now I copied this net from a guy I saw on YouTube. This net. Just put one of the pipe insulators around and these zip ties. And let my net floats. That was nice, out in the middle of the pool. Nice. Somebody's been here. Looks like a couple of deer. Doe and clearly a fawn. They love this river. And you know what? Rivers are really wildlife corridors. They're full of what you call micro cover. So deer can get out here and honestly be left alone. You can be right in the middle of civilization, but when there's a river, okay, I'm running the nymph right along this rocky little stretch. And right here I've got that big blowdown. So I'm going to have the nymph rising right underneath it. It's not a good spot to get one, I'll tell you, because if I get a big fish, he's going to get under there. Ooh, little bang there. I like the number of bugs I'm seeing on the water, too. A lot of bugs. Brown trout are the trout they put in this river. I mean, it's Massachusetts, so of course they've got to put the rainbows in too, but they do put a lot of browns in here, and that's good because it's a perfect river for browns. Rainbows would be a wreck at this time of the year. Rainbows need that cold, clean water. Housatonnic can be cold, but it's never really going to be very clean. And you don't want to eat fish out of the Housatonnic, which I like because it means people tend to let them go anyway. They don't really need to make this river catch and release. It's like people that keep their fish out of this river aren't going to be around long enough to really cause much of a dent. Oh, there we go. Mr. Smallmouth. You can always tell the smallmouth, like I said, they come out of the water like a rocket. Oh, let's get him right here. Not a big one, so I just gave him a little rocket ride. Okay, smallmouth. Go back and tell your mother I'm here. You look at the Housatonnic, where I am, and in most places, and you really think you're in the forest primeval. I mean, look at how nice this river looks. Right on the other side of that knotweed bank over there is an industrial park. And about 200 yards that way is a junkyard. But where the river is, I guess you can pretend. I think when you're fly fishing, you got to learn how to slow down a little. And I'm looking at this pool, rapid spill in, lot of oxygen, whirlpool on one side, spill off on the other. This has got really good potential. I'm just drifting the Euro now, then. I'm going to lower my profile by kneeling down. See if I can get a leech on my kneecap. Look at that for a funnel, huh? The whole river's funneling down this really narrow channel. And it's got a slide on the left that would give a feisty trout a place to get out of the current a little bit, especially if you use a big lazy brown. So I figure I just kind of pummel it on the edge to see if there's anybody in there. Nothing so far. I've worked about 30 yards of it. They will just catapult themselves on a nymph though. I've had them do it, where they're lying in something like this and all of a sudden, wham, they hit like a bus. Well, it's time to try a different spot. It's about 6:30, 6:45. I'm going to hit the evening rise, see what happens. And of course, I'm in the land of the Housatonnic, the great river that flows from Pittsfield down into Long Island Sound. Beautiful river, full of a lot of different kinds of fish. Sadly, it was overexploited by General Electric, and although they're talking about cleaning it up, no action has really been taken, so that the trout and the fish that are in here are not edible, which is good for me because I kind of like to let them go and catch them again. So I like to look at the river a little bit before I go on in there, see what's happening. I see looks like a midge. Don't see a big hatch here yet, but the river's definitely moving a little bit more briskly. And I'll fire the Euro nymph in right here, do a little bit of Euro nymph in before I start throwing the dry fly. I did bring the mouse flies though, and we'll see about that. It's just a little beyond the full moon, so that's interesting. Don't do that often, but I'm going to try it. So a little bit of Housatonnic action. And see if we find anything along the banks, because I've been known to find artifacts here in this particular area. Nice hit. Got a smallmouth feel. But it's not. It's Mr. Brown Trout. He buried that. Judging from the hit, I thought it was a smallmouth, but you know, he crushed it. Get him up here. Oh yeah, I don't want him out there too long. Get him in the net. Yep, not a big guy, but game. That's a mother merganser and her baby mergansers. Oh, they're so nice. Look at them. Those are very pretty ducks, I think. Those big beaks they have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them. She had quite the luck with her gang this year. And this bubble line has always been the production. Sometimes you get them up in here, but quite often it's at the bubble line. And I gotta have enough line out so that I can get this guy down. Two nymphs I'm running. Oh, there we go. That's a good fish. That's a good fish. Holy cow, he hit that and he just took off. Wow, he's going. I wonder what we're looking at here. He's throbbing and digging. Wow, he's going out into the deep water. Holy cow. He's just going. He hit that like a ton of bricks. I have no control on this. Now there's pike in this river. Look at him throbbing and pumping. Now you know how I am. I want to see him. What are we looking at? Oh, well I see a smallmouth on one of the nymphs. I've got two fish on here is what I've got. What's the second one? This is not just a smallmouth. I will tell you that. Is it two trout? Do I have two browns? I might have two brown trout here. Well, one's a smallmouth for sure. And the second one's a brown. Ah. Looks like maybe the brown is snagged, which is why he gave me that crazy run. Yep. I got him snagged by the old tail. Mr. Smallmouth is just kind of flopping. Look at that. Look at that nice brown. Hope you can see him. He's a big fish. He's probably 18, but he's been snagged down by the anal fin. I believe we're going to call that fin. I got to get him up. This is not an easy net job. Shorten it up. Now it'll be easier. I want to break him off. Get him into this soft water. Let the pole do the work. How did he do that? And Mr. Smallmouth is sitting there. I'm going to keep him in the water. And I'm going to get the smallmouth off first. Incidental bycatch, we'll call that. And now, we're going to unplug this beautiful brown. And there he is. Look at that guy. Oh, I don't want to keep him out of the water for any length of time, but that's a nice brown to be snagged in the caudal fin. All right, baby. Moving right through there beautifully, not too fast. I'm kind of shocked. I usually catch 2 or 3 of them here. There we go. I just got it down. That's what I needed to do. Feels like a good fish. It's in the current though, so it's impossible to tell. He's just staying right there. Yeah, he's a solid fish. He's just holding me right there. Big, big brown. Yeah, hog. And get him in, get him off, get him back in the water. Look at that hog of a brown. Kind of skinny. In the net. He's missing a pectoral fin. Well, we'll remember him.